was on both sides of the argument because it's like what Joe said. Most of the people came for Joe. You know, of course they contributed quite a bit to it. Yeah. But they probably should have got paid more than they did, to be honest. But if it's his show, it's his show. His name on the show. Yeah. So y'all should have seen the writing on the wall. Yeah. At that point.
Definitely. They should have. They should have. So they had to pivot. They did pivot, which was great to see. Yeah. But even now, with their show, you can kind of see just them not caring or them not putting enough effort. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, oh, let's just... I don't even know if they do pre-production or what. It seems like they just jump on and just whatever. You know what I mean? When y'all truly have a brand, y'all have a name, and y'all got a bag. You know, so it was sad to see, but what I always say is all things always come to an end.
True.
It's just how you wanted things to end.
True.
Literally everything in this world always come to an end. Possibly even the world one day too. So.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
We got 5 billion years old.
Yeah. We had a good run.
Sorry, I'm sure we'll break 1,000 subscribers before then. And I got your asses in mind.
Oh, yeah, Juan, that was part of the deal. Brian wanted us to stream Minecraft. I was like, yeah, we can 1K followers. Yeah, I stream Minecraft because I'm making fucking money to play Minecraft.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Did not know that. You know, I don't think I've ever played Minecraft.
I haven't either. I played vicariously through people. Well, Ryan was the one that jumped onto it like 100% back in the day.
Nah, you talking about gatekeeping, right?
Oh, shit.
I played Minecraft in 2010 when it was being made by one dude. It wasn't being paid for it.
Yeah.
I still got that shit up on Minecraft.net. I was in there, not day one, because he started making the game in 2009. But I was a few months after that. So, with these guys, right? These guys.
Go ahead, Mark.
Yep. I'd have them watching old ass Minecraft videos way back when. Like, yo, look at this dude burn down this house.
True that.
And it was all good and stuff until like 2014 when the YouTubers really got into Minecraft.
Yeah.
And they turned that shit into like, everyone thinks of it as a kid's game. And I'm like,
that's true.
This ain't no damn kid's game, man.
Yeah,
this shit is scary. I'm going to show them.
Okay.
I'm going to show them that Minecraft is a terrifying game. It's one of the best horror games around.
I did not know
allegedly.
That. Yeah.
Oh,
allegedly.
You know what? You motherfuckers right here. Right? Okay.
All right, you ready?
Watch this. Minecraft with too many horror mods. When you add too many horror mods to Minecraft, 34 horror mods, Minecraft horror mods. Alright. I wish I had saved the video, but there was a video, there are actually a lot of videos, of a dude who added 200 different horror mods to Minecraft. But here's the deal. He didn't check the descriptions of any of them. So he has no idea what any of them actually do.
Oh, he just added all the plugins?
He just added all the ones he could.
Genius. That was wild.
I've never seen anything this scary. You're just playing Minecraft. You go out you're just going out in the middle of something and you see a gingerbread house.
Gingerbread house.
Little Hansel and Gretel action.
Why is there a gingerbread house there? You go somewhere further and you see just a cake just sitting on the table. It said, "Please do not eat cake. Beware of clowns." Dude goes and eats the cake just because he's an asshole. He hears a laughter behind him somewhere, but nothing happens. He forgets it happens. He forgets. But the clown didn't forget. The clown didn't forget. Hours later, right, he's fending off a zombie apocalypse, right? So yeah, he's got some other shit in his mind, and he just hears behind him. He's like, "Oh shit, the fucking clown!" Slap. Dead. Game over.
Wow.
Like, and that's That was 4 of 200 mods.
Damn.
He didn't even go in the gingerbread house. We don't even know what the hell happened.
Oh shit.
No, wait, that was 3. Yeah, that was gingerbread, clown, and zombies. That's 3 and 200. Oh,
That's hilarious.
Jesus.
so when I get these guys to play, they ain't gonna have no fucking idea if I added to that game.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out, man. I like I said, I never played it, or I don't think I ever seen a video of it. Like I've just always heard people talk about it, but I've never. Yeah, I don't know at all.
As somebody that's not in the gaming space though, for like when it started, I can understand that though, because it's until like I would say like probably 2016, 2018, whenever it came out for like the PS4 and Xbox One, that's when it was everywhere. Because before that, it was still like just outside of the game. It was like gaming. It was in the gaming spirit and like little kids, because that's like the first people that got outside of like the people that are playing it already. So it makes sense.
It makes sense. I used to game, but I don't know where I kind of like fell off from gaming. Like I don't know when that exactly happened. Like I feel like I just remember me having all the games, every single game that came out for the most part, and I was playing everything, and then I just was like playing nothing. It was damn near overnight, and then I just started to game again when me and Gabby got together. So then I was like, oh shit,
kind of hard to avoid at that point.
Yeah, I mean that was actually
so I learned.
That was one of the things I was going to ask you about.
Like, that is definitely. I'm like, oh, okay, so you really do. You game for real, like, and you do a lot of RPGs and stuff like that, which is cool. I'm like, oh, let me see if I like any of this. I didn't like any of it, but I found some games I like. You know, I think I'm more of like the fighting style and shooting and probably just some basketball. It's kind of like where I am, right? And she's like on the opposite end of the spectrum with all the stuff she does, which is pretty cool. The only game that we really loved together probably was God of War. Nice. That was the one we kind of like fighting for the controller kind of thing.
I can see that, because I mean, like, just more of an action game, like more of a game you can just like get into it and go, like just get into it and get to it. Yeah. But a God of War is the perfect blend of that, because like she likes the story, and you like the action, and so like it's a perfect blend. Yeah,
it's an awesome game. Like part 1, part 2, I never beat. I got in a little bit into it, but then I just kind of fell off. But that shit was probably the best game I ever played.
I mean, it stands pretty high. Like, it's realistically, it's probably top 10 games overall. Yeah, like just in general.
Yeah,
it's like a perfect dad game too.
Yeah,
perfect dad.
Yeah. Well, because so actually when that game came out, in 2018 when it originally came out, obviously we didn't have Emma then. I played the game, and one of the reviews I read, this guy said after playing the game, it made him want to be a better father. Like playing the game, and he like highlighted some points and whatever. And then one of the points, the biggest one, was like when Kratos was on the boat, going to get the Blades of Chaos, and he was like, if you pay attention to that scene, I went back and watched the scene. He's like, you can see like Kratos like moving his thumbs and just being agitated. And he was like, think about it, you're a father going to save your kid who's literally trapped in hell, and it's like you got to go back, and the one thing you promised you would never do again, you went to grab that weapon to go save your son. He's like, it's a lot of little neurotic things that he's doing in that moment, and it's like when I went back and watched it, and I was like, that's deep. And it's one of those things personally for Kratos, is like, Kratos was an asshole, but like seeing those little subtle things is like coming back to him, like, bro, I watched him like rip a man in half and just keep moving, but watching him tooling his thumbs because he can't get to his boy in time, it's like,
dig up the black forces, man.
That's literally what he did. He did do that. I mean,
get the dirt off, put them on.
Put more dirt on him. Kratos put more dirt on him.
Gotta lace him up. Man, I didn't even think about it like that, and that's amazing, because you know, playing part 1 and seeing, I actually kind of just watched her play part 2 to see the growth of their relationship. Like from when he just kept calling him boy all the time, until now he's really expressing like he loves them, like in that second one. So that's amazing. So it is. It's a great.
Did you have any experience with the original God of Wars, like the original threes?
I actually went. So like for me, what I really like to do, I really like to go to YouTube and just watch the whole game.
Nice.
Like so, I went back and YouTubed it and then just watched everything. Like I'm sitting there watching a movie. So I went back and watched. I never played it, but I went back and watched all of them. Just so I can be like, oh, okay. Because they would make references. I'm like, what the hell are they talking about?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's why.
It'd be like a little confused. Like you can jump in the game, don't get me wrong, and kind of start putting it together. But to really understand the history of everything, I went to go back and watch all that stuff, which I did. I'm like, damn, how did I miss this game?
Right?
I just should have been on my radar.
Those three. But that's actually a big part of gatekeeping in the gaming community, though. And it's like, I was one of those people before, too. It's like, because you want to experience this new God of War, but you didn't experience the old ones. And it's like, who am I to say, like, just because you didn't play them, your experience was different? Like, you watch someone play them and you still got the enjoyment. You saw the same story beats I did. Like, maybe your heart wasn't racing, like, because you were actually putting in the button commands. Yeah. But when that dude was low on health trying to do his combo and stuff, you still, you were just as excited into it as he is. So it's like, yeah.
I feel like again, I feel like we all got our thing that we just gatekeep. You got to figure out what that is,
and you got to realize that you're gatekeeping and stop, because it's like, we just had this good conversation about God of War, but like if I would gatekeep it, like you watched it instead of playing it, oh man, you trash, bro, you wouldn't even know nothing for real.
How you gonna do that? You ain't even game it for real, bro.
For real.
Come on, man, what's that? Yeah,
and it's like, why? You enjoyed the experience, but you played this one though, and you had the genuine experience in this one, so to speak. So it's like,
I think we hold a lot of things near and dear, and when we hold them near and dear, we try to protect it. Yeah, and I think the gatekeeping is protecting it. Like, oh, there you are, you messing with this is my podcast. Like, you wasn't here from the beginning. Yeah, I cried when he cried. Like, I remember laughing my butt off on you. Don't even know, you know. So we hold things just near and dear, and because of that, like, it comes across like that. Yeah. But it's like, we should let people, like, hey, if you're interested in it, let me tell you about it. You know, let me, talk to you about it. Let me be open. Let me help you learn about it. Right?
Because increasing the fan base or having someone else you can talk to whatever about. I mean, like, when is that? It's never a bad thing. Yeah, it's never a bad thing. Or adding a new fan to something, like, it's never a bad thing.
Exactly. I know one thing that's always a big gatekeeper for us in the Black community, and I've been victim of this, is playing Spades.
Oh man,
don't get me started on Spades.
Man,
I don't know how to play to this day. I played before though, like when I was young, so I kind of remember I never played like at this age, and so now when I tell people that when I'm at a party, you don't know how to play Spades? Are we taking your black card? Or, oh my God, come over here! He don't know how to play Spades.
Yeah, like, show you off to everybody.
But then when you get to the table, that shit get violent.
Dude, that shit gets so violent.
It's like uncomfortable.
It is. I was just about to say that, bro. Like I know how to play Spades from, like, literally remember when I was playing as a kid. I don't know how to play Spades. I don't want, because I think subconsciously, I don't want to play Spades. Like, I don't think, because I'm like, because like, all right, we all had this shared experience, right? I know we all had. Right. You walk in, your uncle's sitting there at the table drinking with your cousins and shit, talking about playing Spades. Yeah. They finally let you play Spades. They tell you how to play Spades the first time. What you play that? What the hell you play that for? Why you playing that? How many books you got? You got all them books for real? You got them books, and then like after that, it's like, do you want to play Spades again? No, I don't want to do Pokemon card.
Listen to this podcast, boy. Can I interject? I didn't have uncles. I didn't have any uncles. I had a bunch of aunts. Mm-hmm. So when it came time to play Spades, they're certainly sure they love to let me just play. You know, they welcome me to the table, right? And then they all put on sunglasses.
And they're playing for blood.
They take the cards and the faces just go blank. And I'm all like, oh, I get to play with the adults, right? And then just bah, 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 bah. And I'm dead. Right? It's like Super Smash Brothers. You got that one dude in the corner who's spamming, who's playing his hero and spamming thwack. Just get him up out of here. Yeah. And I'm just dead. And I'm like, wait, did I do it wrong? And it was like, oh, it's okay, honey. And then I'm just like dead to them.
Not just did I do it wrong, but do you hate me?
Yeah, literally.
And like while playing Spades, they probably say yes. Like during that 12-minute round of Spades, there's no love there. There are only villains. There are no heroes.
Yeah. Now that you bring it up, I think that's probably why I don't care to learn how to play, because it gets too bad. Like I've seen people fist fight.
Hands down.
Hands. Like
just hands.
Brothers. Like, hey, what you do? You cut that? Like, that? Man, it gets bad. So maybe that's why I don't want.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's just like a shared trauma.
Yeah.
That like us, because it's a couple of us millennials that like play Spades, whatever. I think most of us like Spades is a game we need to put on the shelf.
Put it on.
just get that. Get that one on by.
I just never gave a shit. Like I would learn how to play. I play at the table. I have fun. Then I forget about it. Then years later, I have to learn it again. Mm-hmm. But it's the same situation. It's like the shit talkers on the floor.
Yeah, because it's one of those. It's one of those things. Like if you can just sit down and enjoy it, it'd be fine. But it's like hooping at LA Fitness. Like everyone there thinks they're playing for everything.
Yeah,
like my wife and kids is locked up. I don't score 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. I'm not eating tonight. Yeah, and it's like everybody and like playing Spades is like that. Like if I don't get these 7 books, I'm not eating tonight.
And then you don't want to be the bad player.
True,
because they're gonna talk so bad about you
until the next function.
Oh my God.
To the next function, you won't be the one getting.
You should have seen what he did. Did you see that? I need a better partner. Like,
he's got some traumas.
Yeah, he's like, man, Deuces wasn't even wild that round. Look, he played it too.
I mean, I'd lose, but they'd stop after I was dead.
No, man, like is that the difference between uncles and aunties?
I guess.
yeah, I think so. Gotta be.
Savages, man. Yeah, because I'm like, dominoes too. That's another one. Same thing. Like dominoes wasn't as bad.
Dominoes.
I did too. Like I love playing dominoes, but playing with certain people, same thing.
It's like you don't want to play.
I'd go swinging with a man. I'm like, yo, domino.
That's the one you can fight back.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. And I'd be winning sometimes, and they wouldn't let me play afterwards. Though.
Yeah. That's probably why.
Oh, and don't let them start playing. I hate it when they started like, let's play for quarters. You know what I'm saying? Let's play for quarters. Like, no, just throw $1. All right, we're just playing for dollars. Next thing you know, man, people losing their kids and shit. It's like, how did we get here, bro?
That's all of that, and it's crazy because it's like
money. I'd leave. I didn't want any of that.
That's the best possible situation. The best thing for all parties involved.
Yeah. I think we got to reevaluate the most dangerous games. Everybody always think it's like dice. If you shoot dice and then this happened. Listen, I done seen some stuff on Spades. I done seen some stuff on dominoes. I done seen some stuff on Tongue. Like,
I was just about to say Tongue.
You know what I mean? Like, it gets crazy off of that. Like, maybe it's the combination of just the shit talking and alcohol. The mix of alcohol.
Yeah, it's definitely shit talking alcohol. No, it's not even necessarily alcohol. I think it's the shit talking to ego. Because like I fell down a rabbit hole at school. They was playing tongue at school, and I was like, I will pay the $1 hands to make some money.
Okay,
make 5, 10, like 3, 4 people around, couple rounds, $5-10, maybe a 20 spot. I'm good for the week for lunch, so I'm good. That's all I needed. But they had some of my boys. They're playing $40-50 hands.
Damn,
really? And I'm like. That's when all the fights I saw with Tunk were at school. Or like school related to people I knew from school. $40 hands. We in 10th grade. $40 is a lot of money when you 15, 16.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's like most of a whole ass Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Seriously, man.
I'd say
I had to save up my lunch money for like a month or two in order to get Kingdom Hearts.
Buy them games back in the day, bro. Yeah.
That was one of my first 3 job games. When I got a job and bought games, it was Max Payne, Kingdom Hearts, and I hate to say it, Sonic Heroes. was the third.
Sonic Heroes. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man, what was the first thing I bought with my paycheck? What first game I bought when I thought I got a job?
The first game I bought was friggin' Disgaea Hour of Darkness.
Nice.
I was so hyped that you guys had it up there.
Oh yeah.
It's like, that was when games were rare.
Yeah, they were rare. Yeah, because I kept that one. After I traded in. Because you and Alex had said something about it. I kept that one. What did I get? I don't remember.
I think my first one might have been Madden. Yeah, I think that's
one though.
Man,
that was for me. My first job was like 06, 05.
Yeah, I think that kind of was mine too. Right, because
it was 05. Ray Lewis was on the cover.
Okay. Okay.
For
Okay, that was the one. Yeah, that was the
Mm-hmm.
one. That was the first one I got. And the crazy thing about it is I don't even like football like that. But I just got mad because everybody was talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, at school you had
players and all of that stuff. And then I was just like, all right, this ain't for me. Let me go get 2K wasn't a thing back then. It was live.
Oh, live,
Yeah. So I'm like, live this is it.
This is it.
I'm like, I thought they'll still be around at this time. It's like 2K came out and just
killed
nobody does live anymore.
I think they did some. I think it was some behind the boardrooms. Some bullshit happened.
That was Madden. Madden did that.
Madden would have died too. If it wasn't for that.
Yeah, because Madden bought the licensing to the NFL. So that's why 2K stopped making football games for a while. That because 2K was beating Madden in every match, killing it. NFL 2K5 is still one of the highest selling football games of all time.
Mm-hmm. Really?
And that was the last game in 2005. That's when NFL bought the rights to football, and that's when 2K fell off. Yeah. But they didn't do it with basketball. And that's why 2K basketball ended up beating out live, because 2K initially 2K, what they did was they found out everything that everyone hated about live. Yeah. And they did it. They flipped it. Just fixed it. I know you remember that first year that everyone would start talking when the fights first started. Like maybe 07, 08, around there. That's when the fights first started with 2K Live, and they got heated. Yeah. Then Live started copying and trying to do everything 2K did, but they were copying it instead of innovating it. But 2K was innovating everything, and that's when they fell off in Live. Yeah. They were losing so much money off of Live that the money they had from exclusive 2K wasn't making up for it. So they would just say they just took the L on it, and that's what Live and 2K just took off. It's crazy. That was a whole... Because we almost saw a fight at GameStop. When I was working at GameStop, like Live and 2K
versus Live.
Wow!
Like literally at the counter, and it's you get everything. Xbox versus PlayStation. You get all that in there. You work at GameStop, so everyone thinks you know the right answer, or you know the truth. Yeah. Or you got the behind the scenes info. Exactly. But these dudes really was going at each other's necks, bro. And I'm like, because you not necessarily egg it on, but you enjoy the characters. Well, we sell more. We sell more 2K. We always, where we work, our location, we always sell more 2K. So once you say that,
that's a wrap.
That's proof.
That's proof. And then proof is in the numbers. Mm-hmm.
Our only saving grace at the GameStop was the security guard, Pretty Tony.
Tony. My boy Tony.
He grew up in the neighborhood, so he knew he just knew everybody's mamas and grandmas. So he was literally threatening people to tell their mama when they start acting up. That was his go-to. They start acting the ass in the store. You're like, yeah. He's like, man, I was call your grandma right now, bro. Now. Like, I know her.
Yeah. Right. We definitely got away from that nowadays. Nobody know anybody grandma. Matter of fact, they gonna fight your grandma.
They will fight your grandma. Like that shit with old dude the other day who hit dude. It was at like a barbecue style place. Dude went in, he kind of argued with this lady or whatever. Ended up hitting her twice. Full strength. Yep. Jeez, knocked her out clean, but then her son ended up killing him.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot on all types of stories.
Yeah, but it's so many moving parts in it, because it's like, is he wrong for killing him? Because then everyone's just like, no, because it's like, because like, given that situation, you in the car waiting for your mom to get food or whatever, you find out some dude just hit her.
Oh. Shit, man.
It's like, is it right? Not necessarily, but it's like, you can't fault him for his actions.
You can't. Yeah. I mean, she was being assaulted.
Twice. Full strength.
Dang.
Yeah. He shouldn't get like a full sentence on whatever
you got. Yeah.
No, it's crazy. But like, stuff like that happens all the time, and it's like, bro, like, you could have just left.
You could.
Like, no matter what the hell is happening with that food or whatever, and this lady just leave.
People don't think that far ahead. Like, this lady is somebody something.
Yeah.
And just respecting her as a human on top of that. But somebody's mom, somebody's sister, grandma, auntie.
Something.
You don't know what heat you about to bring down.
It's like, you don't know what people going through. Is it, bro, just like, just walk away. You lost your life because you decided to violently attack somebody, and you got retribution for like actions you took. Well, you could have just walked away. Everyone could have just been happy. Not necessarily happy. I mean, you don't be mad, but hurt, whatever you want to say. But you would have had your life.
Yeah,
you'd have forgot about it by today.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like, you take 12 seconds to think about. Like, yeah, maybe this won't ruined my entire life.
Yeah.
Or ended.
Yeah. I don't know. Nowadays, my just ethic game is at an all-time high. So, like,
same.
I don't even care to argue with people a lot of times now. Like, we have a discussion, and if it starts, I feel like it's starting to get heated. I'm like, all right, you got it. I bow out. Like, I'm at that type of time now, and I think it's because I have my son. Like, with my son being 2, like, I kind of, like, I don't have patience for stuff like that no more. Like, I'm not about to get into it with people. I'm not about to argue with people. If we have this disagreement, if we can't be civil, hey, well, I'm just done. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to stop talking to you, you know? And I feel like a lot of just friendships like that for me kind of fell through because I have that just effort. You know what I mean? Like, you're not even worth the argument with me, so I just cut you off, you know? And I don't even know if that's healthy or not, but I just know that's what I've been doing now. Like, that's how I feel for the last couple of years. It's just, nope, no argument. I'm not going to let this escalate. I'm not going to have anything become violent. I'm just going to walk away, leave it at that. That's that, move on. I got other stuff to deal with.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of things aren't worth it, especially, and I definitely feel that after having a kid, because it's like, it puts, having a kid when you want to be a parent puts a lot of things into perspective immediately, like almost overnight, because it's like, does this situation directly help my wife, my child, or me? No. Then why engage in it? Like, like whatever argument we have right now, like if you're not directly around where you can harm my child or my care, because whatever you're talking about, it's not that important. Because obviously it's not helping me make any money. It's not putting food on my table, and it's not helping me any other way. I don't care.
It's not.
Like, just, and I'm like, because I'm like, I don't know what you gonna do. I'm not about to argue with you.
That's true.
Because I feel a certain type of way. I don't know what you about to do.
That's
and I was like, I don't want to bring none of that smoke.
Yep. That's true. Because now when you leave the house, like, you got one mission, that's to make it back.
Yep.
And I got to make it back for my wife. I got to make it back for my son. That was already important to me before, but now I got a lot to lose. I got a lot of stuff that I'm doing for them, that I'm providing for them. And if I'm not there, they lose it all. So I leave the house just thinking that. And we black men, we know every time we leave the house, we're a target.
Yeah, it's a percentage. The percentage goes up depending.
I'm telling you. So it's like, with that in mind, I'm going to move completely different than how I moved when I was in my 20s. Like, I'm going to make sure I'm going to avoid this person. I'm going to avoid this argument. So, like, I'm just very strategic with that, because if I lose it, they lose it. And I'm not okay with that over a dumb decision that I can avoid, you know?
Over a couple words, really.
Yeah. I mean, really, sometimes break down to that. It's a couple words.
Like, a couple words can decide, like, you going home.
Yeah.
And how you go home.
Yeah.
Like, you taking yourself home or someone driving you home.
And someone,
you know what I mean? It's just, this is...
Yeah. Everything is different now. Everything just even going out, having drinks now, it's like you're just mindful, you know, when you're drinking now, or even just doing things in general. It's like you just pay attention to every single thing. Like, I obsess over it. Like, I need to hurry up and get out of here, or, you know, I have one beer. All right, cool, I'm done. Like, it's just a completely different ball game now.
It is. Yeah. We had to talk about that a while ago. One of the episodes talking about living in, like, the fight or flight, like just living in fight or flight mode.
Yeah.
Versus, like, just like living versus existing. You know what I mean? Like, just existing in the world and just trying to skate by, or actually, like, living life and enjoying it.
That's interesting. And that's a couple ways I can look at that. Cause I do feel like I get caught up in just the existing part. Like, a lot. And I think when I start to live is when I'm attacking goals and I'm moving purposely, right?
I feel that 100%.
I feel that, and I feel like when I'm in the existing part, I feel depressed. Like, it really hits me. It's kind of like I'm just going in the motions. You're like, I'm just going to work. Okay, I just picked my son. Like, it's nothing like, hey, I'm going to work. This is my plan. This plan is going to lead to this. This is going to lead to this. Like, it's all kind of part of a bigger plan versus I'm just going to work. I'm just picking him up. Just, you know, I just see hate of my wife. Like, it's like I need an actual plan. And then I feel like I'm really living. I'm really knocking those things off my to-do list. And I get caught up in that, because then, like, even with the planning, like, sometimes you get caught up in that. Sometimes too much, you know? You stress yourself out. You put more pressure on yourself. It's like, oh, man, I didn't hit this goal today. You know, and you stress and you obsess over it. So now I'm thinking about it all night. Then I go to sleep. I had a nightmare about me not hitting the goal I was supposed to hit today. So then it's like, you got to kind of just find a balance between the two. But I want to live more than I want to just exist, though. That's for sure.
Language, for sure.
Yeah. Actually, that was what, that's actually the catalyst that sparked the pod. Like, I sent them both a message, like, pretty much me saying that. Like, you know, I use a lot more words, but that's essentially what it boiled down to. Like, I want to do something that's like, to leave a stain on the world, you know?
I feel that.
Or just do something and like, do something that I want to do. And it's like, I want to provide for my family, but I want to do it with something I want to do. Like, I go to work, I have a job. I don't necessarily like my job, but I want to like my job. So like, I want to make this my job. You know, or like the various things and like, you know, the stuff we talked about earlier, the stuff that we'll talk about later, or like the stuff that like we've already got in motion. Like, I want to make that my job because I want to do something like I feel I can wake up in the morning, I can look at Sophie, I can look at Emma and be like, I love my life because of what I've built. And I love that you guys are a part of my life. And I want you to love life as much as I love life.
That makes sense.
Because that's what I get to. Because I'm like, I don't want to, like you said, you want to go to work, you're there, pick kid up, you go home, you eat dinner, you go to bed, and it's like, nah, I want to go to work. Because like, if this is if this becomes our work, right? I get to wake up, have a cup of coffee, hang out with my boys all day, talk shit about the stuff we enjoy, then leave to go do the stuff that I enjoy, so I can then talk about it more. Have dinner with the wife and kids, go to a couple meetings, I guess, and then it's you know, because I mean, like, we talking about getting caught up in the planning. It's like, the part I appreciate that the most about like us in the podcast or whatever is like, since there's three of us, when we do get caught up in the planning or whatever, we can catch each other. Because like, we put something in the Discord, like the other day, Breezy was talking about, he's like, damn, he's like, I don't really like this thumbnail. So he's like, I'm not gonna post a video. And we both like, yeah, we like the thumbnail. We fuck with it. Just post the video. It'll be fine. Video did great. He got, you know, his mom complimented on the thumbnail. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like having a good support system is there too. Like having the boys, or like having your partner, or having your kids, just having somebody just to be like, put your hand on the shoulder, like, bro, it's cool. It's cool for today. Right. Or like, you know, we got you, or don't worry about it. We'll get to the next time. But just, cause sometimes like the planning or whatever, you just need somebody to say like,
you'll be alright.
Take a breath, bro. Go take a piss, take a sleep, come back, and you'll be fine.
No, I agree with that. And I think, like, even with my day to day now, just working from home, and it's just like yourself all day. I mean, you talk to people on Slack and things like that, but it's just like, really, it's just you. And I'm an individual contributor at my job. So everything kind of falls on me and the goals that I need to hit. And it's just like, you can be so isolated from the entire world, right? So you literally could just be sitting there 8 to 10 hours a day. And especially when my wife is at work, and then my son is at daycare, and you're just sitting there, you're just in your zone, trying to do your job. But then you're so isolated, like, you could obsess and stress, and you don't have that support system. Because one thing that was good about the working environment was that you were around people, right? You could build camaraderie, you can talk to one another, you can support each other. But now you're working from home, everything is kind of on you, you know, for the most part, you know, and I do that every day. I've been working from home for 3 years. I'm like, it's been a minute now. It's been a minute. So like, everybody always talk about the perks of like working from home, where it's like, oh man, you get to work in your pajamas. Oh man, you don't got to go to rush hour traffic. Like, you always talk about the good things, but there's a lot of like, just isolation, loneliness, like, could possibly lead to depression. It's a lot to go with just working from home. There's pros and cons to everything.
They're all psychological, all the bad things.
100%.
As long as you fighting yourself.
100%. So it's
that's a very interesting take. Because like during the, only because during the pandemic, I always worked in restaurants. And at the time I was working at Best Buy as well. And it's like, you can't really do that from home. Like, people gotta eat, you gotta go be there. So like during the pandemic was really weird for me. Like, when people like you to have like jobs and they were able to position work from home. It was weird for me, the social aspect, from a different way. Cause like, I was still going in, but the doors were closed. Cause when Best Buy, when we first closed, it was open for pickup, and you can like come up to the window and we would like just hand you the stuff, and that was it. And it was also like, you still had that camaraderie, like the people you work with, like the day-to-day stuff was just weird, because it's like, I got these 5-6 people at work, and like, that's it. Like, no one's coming in the door, like, shelves are dusty and stuff. Like boxes and stuff are there. Like, and then at this point, nothing's on the shelves. The chip shortage there, so half the stuff we have can't even be made. And we're not getting anything else in because everyone's just at home buying everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's like we got these empty shelves. I'm looking at the same 5 people, and it's like then no one's coming. It's super weird.
It's like Fallout.
The restaurant was probably the weirdest experience during the pandemic.
That is weird.
So, like, give y'all a taste of it. So, like, when it first happened, restaurants closed completely, right? So, no one's at work, no one's doing anything. But when restaurants go back up, restaurants have food. So, like, we had to go in there. We had to throw out all the other food that we had to turn out that you couldn't sell. We had to clean up everything that was in there. Because, like, you couldn't do it because before it happened, it was like, everything happened on the weekend and everything got decided to close on Wednesday. So most places get their orders on Monday. So you order, we don't know what's happening. So you're ordering like you're going to be open for the rest of the week. Spending all that money, getting everything, people calling you like, oh, I don't know what's happening. My kid's school, scheduling, trying to do all this stuff. Finally make it past all that stuff. And you're like, you got to clean the entire restaurant before you can even start to prep to start to open again. So you do all that stuff. And then when you finally open again, realize at the time I was at a steakhouse. So it's like during the pandemic, I'm not ordering a steak to go. Like it's all delivery or pickup. It's like, if you're working at like a pizza place or like a place that has like quick food, yeah, they got killed. But it's like, I was working at a steakhouse. It was nothing. No one's ordering a steak to get delivered. Cause like if I got steak money to eat a steak, like I want to sit down and eat my steak. Like you don't want to get it. So it was really weird. It was really weird being empty. It wasn't it was terrible from the exact opposite reasons that you guys had. It was just super, because it's all physical instead of being psychological. So it's interesting hearing the other side of that. Yeah.
You wouldn't even know until you had that conversation and people are like, oh, I thought it was all peachy. Rosy, it's not. It's always some stuff to worry about and some cons. So that's just what I deal with on a day to day. But I mean, outside, I still wouldn't trade it. Don't get me wrong. Like I still rather work from home. Like so, whatever. I don't care what Elon is talking about. Like I'm literally going to continue to work from home as long as I can. I'm gonna milk that cow, you know, because it put me in a great position. Because even outside of that, it's like now I can meal prep. Now I can do a bunch of stuff around the house when I need to. You know, again,
it's such a time saver.
That's what like just being like throw laundry in and just throw it in the washer, throw it in the dryer, throw the dishwasher on. Just little stuff that like is horrible. Like when you come home from work and you just try to do everything at once. So you're just like, I got extra 10 minutes here, 5 minutes here, just stealing time throughout the day.
Yeah. And I literally started working out in the middle of the work day. So it's like I like take a lunch break and then I would just work out at home and like give me a nice workout in. So it's like I've become way more active now and working out now that I'm working from home versus if I was working from home, if I'm working at work, I'm literally sitting there ordering food, sitting at my desk 8 hours. My only time I'm walking is to go to the bathroom, come back, sit at the desk again, continue to eat. So it's like it's night and day with my health now, just from working from home.
That's crazy, and that's those couple things you listed is probably a huge counterbalance to your mental health with everything you said previously about loneliness and everything. Just being active and moving,
just going on a walk, man. Like
that's a big game changer.
They always say like getting outside and going on a walk was just like change your entire mood, and it sounds like bullshit until you actually do it. You actually take like 5 steps and like the sun hits your face. You're like, damn, this okay.
This feels great.
Right.
I need to do this more often.
And
then you don't.
And then you don't. And then you had this whole realization all over again. You go back into it.
A cycle. It's a vicious cycle. Like, let me go ahead and get my steps in, you know. So now that I'm on a health mission though, and that goes back to the goals though. Like I'm so more into like a fitness goal. Okay, I want to see this number on the scale. I want to see this number as far as body fat. Now that I'm on that, it keeps me more active.
But you've always been a numbers guy. For as long as I've known, you've been a like numbers and
numbers are like
like that's been your thing.
Because 2 plus 2 is 4. No matter where you are in the world, it's always 4.
True,
right? So what do you have that's just that kind of black and white in life, right? Universal, right? Everything else is a little bit different, but numbers are always going to be numbers. The facts are the facts. So that's why I always loved about numbers. It's like, no, this is $200,000. That's how much this costs. You know, so that's what I always enjoyed about numbers. And, you know, my career always kind of been numbers. Whether it was the bank, mortgage, any type of sales, whatever, it's just always going back to numbers.
Okay.
But you obsess over numbers too, which I can imagine you guys probably do, looking at your numbers, your metrics.
Yeah.
It's like,
actually, we just talked about that. I'm bad, Breezy's worse. I'm bad, Breezy. But again though, we talked about this the other day. Like the three of us, it's like a cold, medium, hot, right? On like all topics, like we all kind of shift around the things. So like, for example, for like looking at the metrics, Ryan's cold because he can give a fuck less. I'm medium where like I care enough. I'm put the effort in, but Breeze is the one that actually doing like the analytic research, and like giving us ideas from like a numbers perspective. Yeah. Where more of my ideas are more from like a creative perspective. So like, it's nice, and especially with how our little triangle effect works, it's like, each of the issues we've come up with, or like each of the things that we need to tackle or take care of for the pod, is worked out like that. Where someone's been like, I'm into it. Someone's like, I'll help, or like I'll support. Like if you need, another person's like, I don't even want to fucking do that. So we've been like, it's been lucky enough that like, so far, every time a problem or anything's happened, it's like, I got that. Or like, I can double check you, or I got you. And then another person's like, fuck all that.
That's good, and I'm glad y'all doing this. I remember you was telling me about the whole idea and stuff like that, and I was like, man, do it. Like I'm like I can't wait. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna do it. And people tell you their ideas and stuff like that, and then they just kind of never do it, or they just might start it and then stop for whatever reason. But y'all been going, so I'm happy to see it, man. Y'all just keep going. Man. I'm glad I'm on here, right? On one of the episodes, which is awesome because, man, like I think about this all the time too. It's like, we don't know how long we got on here. True. Right. On this earth. Facts. We don't know how long we got. So while we here, let's give it everything we want. Let's try to get everything that we want out of it. You know what I mean? If you just kind of keep that in the back of your mind, then you're going to push forward with whatever goal or plan that you got. You know what I mean? You can't get discouraged. You got to understand that you're going to fail, right? Fail fast, fail forward. Whatever we were trying to figure out what the saying was. But, like, still do it, right? Because it's like, why not? You don't want to die with regrets. That's how I always look at it. Right? So just go ahead and push forward. Y'all inspire me. I'm like, it's some other things I want to go out here and do. I need to start putting in the effort. You know what I mean? Like, going for that, right? Because you start to get in your own headspace and you overanalyze and you like, man, I don't know if I want to do it that way, or people gonna talk about me and all that stuff. Your head get clouded. You're like, you know what? Forget it. I ain't even gonna do it. You don't even want to move forward with it. You know what I'm saying? But you got to get out of that mindset. Easier said than done. But once you do, just keep moving forward, man.
I gotta say, working on this podcast has taught me that, doing things like that alone is hard. Yeah. You shouldn't feel bad about, having to ask, your friends for help. But if there's anything that you're looking to do, just know that you got a social media guy there. Right. You got a hardware guy. You got a software guy there.
It makes it so much easier. Yeah.
Because we were talking about that too, like just because our goal is like to build an empire, like build an empire with the people that we know, we love, and we trust, and like just to keep that pushing that forward. It's like bring them, like don't step on people to get to where you need to be. Yeah. And like the people that helped you get to where you need to be, like bring them along. And when you meet somebody, just help them out as you can. Like talking to me about starting your own stuff. Like like whatever you want to do, if we can throw you a bone or help you out, either way. Because for example, like we're talking about the numbers, whatever. For like the first month or whatever, like we had like 7 subscribers, and that was like all of like the people. Pretty much, we was like, you gonna subscribe, right? Right. But it's like, we were trying out all these things or whatever, and like kind of getting into our own heads about like what should we do or whatever. And then we kind of came to a point where it was like, fuck it, just we're gonna do what we do, kind of figure it out or whatever. And then like we always wanted to like build a transparency, whatever we do, we want to be transparent, like with everything. So like we just one episode, we just like, we don't know what we're doing. We just figuring it out, we're doing a podcast figuring out. But that was the week we had the biggest jump in followers we had the whole time.
Wow.
And it was like, we weren't doing anything wrong. It's just like, we were crushing our own nuts so hard that we weren't able to like just sit back and like enjoy what we were doing to let the people enjoy us, so to speak. Yeah. And so, like, I'm not saying, like, we're the greatest YouTube channel ever in the world, but it's like we
are, though.
We're getting there. We're going there. Mr. Beast, look out.
You got to put it out there. Like, put it out there in the universe, you know?
Yeah, but it's two examples of things that, like, that still resonate with me from, like, a YouTuber I watch and the Shits and Gigs podcast on earlier. Mm-hmm. That, like, were the two things that, like, really, like, nailed it home. It was one up because so Chits and Gigs is two guys. It's James and Fuad, the two guys that are on there. Mm-hmm. And there's one episode earlier on in their podcast where James was talking about like their origin story, like what pushed him and what got them going, whatever. And he said he looked dead at the camera and he was talking about I think he was saying he was listening to Joe Rogan's podcast, but he was just like, why not me? And he just like yelled it at the top of his lungs to look directly in the camera, and I just felt like he was talking to me. Mm-hmm. He's like, why not me? And I felt that. I was just like, because at this point I was like, it was after I had talked to you about like possibly on the podcast, and I had talked to Breezy about like once or twice. So like it was like the idea was already seasoned in my head, right? But like watching now, it like he literally looked like he was just like, why not me? And I was just like, oh. Mm-hmm. And then one of my favorite YouTubers, what he said was, he was like, if you ever get the idea, he's like, you ever got a YouTube channel, you ever want to do it? He's like, just make the channel. Mm-hmm. He's like, go to YouTube, make the name, put the channel in. He's like, if you do that, he's like, I guarantee you will try to do more and try to better yourself through that path. If you just make the title, cause he's like, the moment you think about it or double check yourself or get into your own head, he's like, you won't make the channel. And you will do this whole cycle a couple months later, he's like, just make the channel.
Yeah. That's big.
And so that night, I watched that video like a couple days later is when I sent them a message. I'm like, we doing this.
Yeah. We doing this.
There's a symbol. It was like, all right. What do we do first? I got no fucking
idea. That's sweet, man.
That's what it is.
Definitely.
All right, we should start the official episode. You feeling good now? You feeling comfortable?
Yeah, that was the pre-show.
That was the pre-show. That was the pre-show.
That was good. No, it was good.
Yeah. Good.
We in here.
What's the time at?
45.
Okay.
We in here.
45.
All right. We all in the frame?
Yeah. Okay. We're all in the frame. That's why I was like, I had to pull it back.
Yeah.
Because I was like, now you said
it'd be awkward if we did it with an invisible guest.
One of those nice little coasties.
A little Super Mario action.
A little Super Mario.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
That's all it's good for.
That's all it's good for.
Damn. No, I didn't say that. What we said about hating.